León in central Mexico is North America's footwear capital. From kitten heels to steel toes, the city produces 250 million pairs of shoes a year. But as NAFTA renegotiations have gotten underway, the heads of the industry south of the border are concerned. 70% of Mexican shoe exports go to the United States, and the free trade deal is crucial to the industry's continued success.
We are concerned. If NAFTA is torn up, then we will lose our competitive edge over Asia and other manufacturing powers. Import taxes of up to 20% on fabric products will see manufacturing contracts from American companies disappear. It would lead to a lot of unemployment.
Caborca is one company that is in the firing line. It produces 1,500 pairs of high-end leather boots a day. More than half of them go to the North American market.
We sell our products across Europe, Australia and Japan, but America remains by far our most important market. We are concerned that these renegotiations will be more about political point scoring than pragmatic business.
At these NAFTA renegotiations, Mexico has a lot to lose. It sends 80% of its exports to the United States, while importing 60% of its goods from there. It's an economic dependence that has grown heavier since the trade agreement was signed. And Mexico may have problems in finding alternative markets if it gets an unfavorable deal, or worse still, if Trump scraps the agreement entirely.
Mexico has 12 agreements with 43 countries. If there were an Olympics of trade deals, Mexico would have a gold medal. The problem is that it's not about indiscriminately signing agreements. Mexico's efforts must be focused on both seeking new trading partners while at the same time attending to the U.S., which is the world's largest market for nearly every commodity.
Camacho says it's a strategy that Caborca Boots has been working on since before Trump came to power.
We recognize that expanding our reach across international market is vital to ensure our economic stability. 3 years ago, 90% of our merchandise went to America. Now it is just over 50. Our example goes for all Mexican industry.
Round 2 of the NAFTA talks take place in Mexico City this weekend. León's cobblers, along with the rest of the country, will be hoping that after an aggressive opening display by Trump's negotiating team, that the shoe will now be on the other foot. Alasdair Baverstock, TRT World, León.
Joining me now is our Editor-at-large Craig Copetas, and he is in Miami today. Craig, great to have you with us as always. Now, Florida, where you are, voted for Donald Trump in last year's general elections, presidential elections, though by a slim margin. But what are people over there telling you about how NAFTA affects ordinary American workers?
What is NAFTA? That is what they're asking here. I was at a breakfast this morning with some civic leaders and real estate brokers. It wasn't on anyone's radar screen. NAFTA is not on anyone's radar screen in the United States right now. And I don't believe it's going to be on anyone's radar screen for quite some time.
It's an interesting,
simple as that.
That is actually quite interesting. I mean, as we saw in Alasdair's package over there, that it is actually a big deal in Mexico because of the relationship that Mexico has with the States. But Trump does have some enormous domestic challenges. And so, as you say, I mean, this is going to be low on his priority list as well, isn't it?
Look, let's remember something here. Too many people try to put this NAFTA into the kind of pro-Brexit ideological basket. It's not. This is not. Trump has major issues here. He has to raise the debt ceiling by the 29th of September. He's got to have a budget by the 30th of September. He's got to pass tax cuts. He's got this crazy border wall idea. He has infrastructure problems. He has Harvey disaster relief he's got to deal with, which is going to be long term. And what America did is when they elected a chaos candidate, and now they have a chaos president. And what's going on at NAFTA? Remember something about NAFTA here. Everyone, listen up. NAFTA, the trade deal, is a treaty. It was approved by the United States Congress. The only way NAFTA can be redone or thrown out is with congressional approval. Now, some people are saying, you know, there's some legal wiggle room the Trump administration could do. But the United States Congress is not going to tinker in any substantial way with NAFTA. It's too important. And remember, at the same time, Trump right now is under heavy criticism from all his economic advisors, from Gary Cohn on down. He's being criticized by the Secretary of State, the Secretary of Defense. So what happens with NAFTA, regardless of these negotiations, is going to end up back with the legislative branch.
Craig Copetas in Miami, thank you so much.